Immigration raids from Charlotte to Los Angeles are not just sweeping up adults, they are emptying classrooms and putting school funding at risk. NewsNation's Xavier Walton is tracking this one for us. Xavier, good morning. Operation Charlotte's Web in North Carolina is only in its 6th day, but there's already concern about school funding, even student health risks nationwide. What are we talking about here?
Hannah, good morning. So what it is essentially, is this like ripple effect from these raids that are taking place. Hundreds of people have been arrested in connection with Operation Charlotte's Web out of Charlotte, North Carolina. But now we're starting to see schools across the state really starting to feel the effects of that. You mentioned this, and some of the numbers, they are, quite startling. More than 45,000 kids were absent in and around Charlotte and Raleigh on Tuesday alone as the immigration raids rattled those communities. Students walked out of Charlotte's East Mecklenburg High School this week to protest the crackdowns. And according to district records, the school, whose student body is about 40% or so Hispanic, had 653 absent students Monday, more than double from the week before. And Charlotte teachers are now speaking out.
My homeroom class typically has 16 students in it. We had 4. They should be able to come there and get their education. They should be able to come there and spend time with their friends, socialize. They should feel secure.
So the nonprofit KFF, formerly the Kaiser Family Foundation, says when immigration enforcement intensifies, there are more school absences, drops in enrollment, and wider gaps in academic performance. Bottom line, immigrant families are afraid to send their kids to school. KFF's research says this also can make the kids less healthy. That's something parents and counselors highlighted at a school board meeting in Raleigh.
If North Carolina is truly a state where children grow strong, then we must protect them from preventable trauma.
Children cannot learn when they are in survival mode. Fear destroys the conditions required for student achievement: focus, memory, emotional regulation, and a sense of safety.
So it's all connected. Hundreds of Border Patrol agents are set to deploy to Louisiana as early as next week, possibly. Definitely the next state on mind. But what's happening in North Carolina could be a precursor of what's to come potentially in Louisiana, too. And that's where the real concern is also starting to set in.
Yeah, I can't even fathom 45,000 kids not showing up out of fear. How does this affect students overall, even those whose parents are U.S. citizens and they really don't have as much to fear?
Well, Hannah, it could, be devastating for school funding since several states use attendance numbers to determine, how much the districts actually get. So that's another ripple effect to tack on there. New KFF and Urban Institute data shows about 1 in 4 children in the United States live with at least one immigrant parent. And for school-aged kids, about 1 in 6 live with a non-citizen adult. In Texas, we're looking at nearly 1.4 million kids. But in California, that number is even higher, roughly 2 million kids who live in immigrant families. Texas and California, in part of their school funding to daily attendance. So even short absences after a raid can reduce dollars for classroom instruction and student support as well. So you notice how the ripple effect just keeps continuing the longer and the more raids continue as well, Hannah.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.